Please stand with me as we welcome Palm Beach County Fire Rescue Recruit Class 57. Devoted, dedicated, never intimidated. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Honor guard and all uniform personnel. Order, arms. Colors, post. Right, haste. Forward, up.
Please continue standing as we welcome Palm Beach County Fire Rescue Chaplain Jeremy Hurd.
Let's pray. Dear God, we thank you so much for the opportunity we have to be here today to recognize these individuals who've put forth such a great effort over these past few weeks to be prepared and be ready to become a part of Palm Beach County Fire Rescue. Thank you for their dedication, their effort. We thank you for the instructors who dedicated themselves to making sure this is a great program for these individuals. We pray that you would encourage them. We pray that you would protect them. We pray that tonight would be a time that would just be a marker in their lives, reminding them of this dedication, and there would be a great start to their careers here at Palm Beach County Fire Rescue. In your name we pray. Amen. You may be seated.
Thank you, Captain Hurd. If we could just get a quick round of applause for the Honor Guard and pipe and drum band. We didn't have them at the last graduation, and they really add a lot. Need to know they're appreciated. Would you guys have a seat? Welcome to the graduation ceremony for Recruit Class 57, and thank you all for coming out. Tonight we join together to recognize and honor the accomplishments of these 16 firefighters. From all of us here at Palm Beach County Fire Rescue, we applaud you for achieving your goals. And we also have a goal here this evening, and that is to make this a memorable night for you and your significant others, your families. I don't do much talking at these, but I would like to share just a few things with you folks. One of them is our motto in the Training and Safety Division, and that is, do the right thing for the right reason, always. You got 30 years minimum of doing the right thing for the right reason. Stick with it. It'll do you well. The other is do not stop. Do not stop your education. Do not stop your commitment to Palm Beach County Fire Rescue and the fire service as a whole. And probably most importantly, do not stop your commitment to your family and to God. And I'll leave you with that. The Recruit Training Academy is made possible through the support of our administration. They understand that hard work, professional instruction, and adequate time yields positive results. Those positive results are right here in 16 new firefighters from Palm Beach County Fire Rescue. And it is with great pleasure that I bring up our Fire Chief, Jeffrey Collins, to say a few words.
Well, welcome everyone to our celebration tonight, where we're going to go ahead and transition Recruit Class 57 from the Recruit Academy right into our family and operations. And I want to let you know that first and foremost, this is a celebration night. I hear someone celebrating with me already. And so at that, it's a very formal program, but we also love to hear the applause and clap, like when the video comes up and you see your loved one participating in the 8-week program. But before I get started, I want to go ahead and recognize some of my administrative staff, and that's Chief Tom Tolbert, Chief Mike Mackey, Dan Millstone, President from the local, Ricky Grau, Mike Arena, and what happened to Chief Schmidt? He decided not to take me up on sitting up front. There he is in the back. Thanks, bud. We could never be as successful as we are today as an actual fire rescue agency without the incredible support that we receive from the Board of County Commission. And in attendance with us tonight is our Vice Mayor, Burdick. Thank you so much for celebrating with us tonight. And again, the success of these 16 men and women up here all revolve around the Academy itself and the dedication and passion that our instructors have. And if I could have the instructors here on the second row, please stand. Be recognized. Thanks, guys. You guys are absolutely dedicated to these men and women of the past 8 weeks, and I thank you for that. And in specifics, I'd like to call out Captain Coyle and Captain Clark. These two guys are really the heartbeat of the Academy. They make it happen. And I want to thank you for that dedication that you have. I know it's long, hard hours. I know there's literally blood, sweat, and tears, but you do it. You've done it 3 times, and we're not going to stop. We're going to have this thing for a long time coming because we've got a lot of transition occurring in this department, and we're going to continue to fill these seats. But before I finish tonight, I want to go ahead and give their last exam. Okay, and I'm going to tell you right now, there's going to be a test. There is going to be a question at the last of my brief message to you. And in that, I only say it because I want to make sure at least 16 people are paying attention to me throughout this message. The rest of you guys, if you want, you can check out. That's okay. But when we talk about the very first day at the academy, I came and I spoke with you all about how important it was and what it is that we do as fire rescue as an agency. And I've been reflecting on that a little bit. And I can tell you that the first and foremost thing we do, and I told you on day one, is we care about your health and safety, right? On the very first day, I said, we are passionate as an administration and as a department about your health and safety. What did you learn in the fire academy the very first day? What comes first, your very first priority on the fire ground? Firefighter life safety. It's incredibly imperative for your success, okay? And on top of that, your health. And I told you on day one, were you listening? It's not just your physical health, because we have you guys probably in some of the peak condition you've ever been in your lives, right? But it's also between your ears, right? It's what happens to help you be able to take these challenges and not bring them home. So we have all kinds of programs available to you for that. So if you're ever struggling, mentally, go get the help you need, okay? All right, so that's the first one. And the second thing that I want to talk to you about is compassion and caring. Because at the end of the day, when we earn our paychecks, it revolves around one thing, and that's caring for the community and compassion, right? Caring in the community is what we get paid for. We're literally giving physical care sometimes. Often it's to their property, but we're caring for the community, and we have to do it with compassion. And that's the basic fundamental of what brings together customer service. Okay, at the end of the day, one of our main goals, we've got 4 goals as a department, is customer service. Okay? Training. You started 8 weeks ago. Don't stop. And by that, I mean you're going to be training every year of your career. And I don't want the training just to occur in the training and safety division. I want the training to occur in formal education. Formal education is incredibly important to Palm Beach County Fire Rescue, so don't stop just training to be the best firefighter, paramedic, chiefs that you can be. I want you to go ahead and go to college if you haven't done it yet, get those 4-year degrees, and continue to strive for excellence through training. Now on to A, okay? And you may have lost track so far, but I'm going to give you a refresher. We always do that in fire rescue. We don't want anyone failing at this point, okay? Attention to detail. Did you not learn that from day one? Why is attention to detail important? Because it's those small details we find in the NIOSH reports where there's been a loss of a firefighter. It's in that small attention to detail, the very first loss of attention to detail leads to another, and oftentimes it's catastrophic, the events. So attention to detail is incredibly important, and in addition to attention to detail, you have got to be able to be adaptive, because when 911 is called, it comes through a PSAP, and when they determine that PD cannot handle that call, law enforcement, it always goes one place, and that's the last place it goes, and that's to fire rescue. So if the police department can't handle it, guess who has to handle it? We do. And we train you for that, right? We give you that training, we put you in equipment, but sometimes you're going to face emergencies that you don't have the proper equipment, and you're going to have to adapt. And you might have an officer have you adapt to something that you've learned because of their experience. So remain adaptive. And finally, professionalism. You've got to be professionals in this career. We are held to a higher level of standard than any other employment status between law enforcement, public safety. We're at the highest level. We're at the top of the totem pole, and so you've got to remain professional in the community, not only when you're wearing your uniform, but also when you're on your own business, you're transferring from shift, you're coming into the community, so keep giving back, remain professional. So that's kind of my speech, and I'm going to tell you right now, that spells out an acronym in reverse order. Okay, now here's the refresher. Okay, H was what? Health and safety. Okay, C was what? Caring and compassion, right? T was what? Training. A was what? Adaptive and attention to detail. And P was what? Okay, put that in reverse order, and what does it spell? Patch. You passed the test. I think I had 16 members say patch, okay? Welcome, okay? I want you to remember, when you put this uniform on every single day, you put on this Palm Beach County Fire Rescue patch, okay? And you're recognized in the community for your excellence already. We absolutely are recognizing our community for excellence. Continue that tradition, okay? That's my directive to you. Thank you so much.
Another important element of support that we have here at Fire Rescue is Local 2928. At this time, I'd like to ask President Ricky Grau to come up and say a few words.
Thank you, Chief. Congratulations, recruits. I'd like to thank all the instructors who put in countless hours and try to give us the best product that we can. Thank you. How many of you came from another department? Great. I also worked for the city of Lake Worth before the county, and you're going to see a big difference between a small department and a large one. The opportunities you're going to have here are incredible. The local will continue to work with management to make this the best place possible. And congratulations and good luck.
One of the parts of this program that I value the most is the introduction of the Recruit Academy Director. That's Captain Bruce Clark. Captain Clark is the driving force behind the program. He has molded this program into one of the best short-term recruit academies in the nation. And not only did he just mold it, but he strives constantly to improve it. We've had 3 classes now. Every one of them has improved dramatically. I think these guys think they were in the best one. I think those folks in the back of the room right there think they're in the best one. But through it all is Captain Clark. So Bruce, if you come up, please.
Clean up nice. Really good. Hello again. Thanks for coming tonight on this special occasion. Chief, thank you. Thank you for the kind words. I agree with him. It is, I believe it's probably one of the best academies in the country, and not so much my doing, but the folks I'm about to introduce. I get the opportunity to introduce the instructors that brought these guys and girls here tonight. So I have 2 lead instructors. First off is Captain Charlie Coyle. I'm going to ask you guys to stand up so you can be recognized. Stay up. Captain Coyle does EMS training for the department, which is huge in itself. But he also takes these folks in a matter of 2 weeks and gets them protocol, brings them up to speed, teaches them what they need to know for Palm Beach County Fire Rescue. That with paramedic school afterwards, getting them, protocol for paramedics and stuff. The guy's very busy. He works very hard. So thank you. I couldn't do it without you, brother. So thank you. The next lead is Captain Bill Morris. Bill, stand up. He's a captain. He's a captain on truck 29 over here, right around the corner, and he runs the fireside when I can't be there, which is just about every day. I get running around doing something, and now we're doing 2 classes back to back, so I'm twice as busy in the office. And he takes care of all the fire stuff. He's there every day that he's not on duty. Matter of fact, he's on duty tonight. He got somebody to cover for him. He came here so he could be here on this special occasion for you. That's how dedicated he is. Thank you, brother. I have a group of corps instructors that when they're not on shift, they come to the academy, and that they are Captain Andrew Jamborini. Is he here? Somewhere. There he is. Big guy in the back. My Marine gets these guys looking sharp. Good man. Captain Fody, who I believe is on duty tonight out in the Glades, couldn't make it. Captain Drew Kirshner, who is here, captain from 3-1 Engine. Lieutenant Mike Medley, who is also couldn't be here tonight. I believe he's on shift tonight. Driver-operator Jason Martino. guys like him, right? He runs them to death, man. This guy, he can run forever, so he's awesome. Along with the next two folks I'm about to introduce, Lauren Kurth, she's our wellness coordinator. Stand up, Lauren. And Brooke Stahl. Look at those guns. She's our exercise physiologist. Those two do PT with these folks every day. They have them doing yoga. I think they were doing yoga just today or yesterday, so that's a sight to see. You'll see that in the video. But along with these folks are another group of instructors. I'm going to ask you guys to all stand up. All Recruit Academy instructors that had a hand in this, please stand up and get recognized. I'd like to give you a round of applause for all your help. Thank you. Couldn't do it without you. Thank you. Our keynote tonight, Captain Bill Gustin. A lot of you guys know him. He's been around forever, 41-year veteran of the fire service. Started in the Chicago area. Matter of fact, he grew up around the fire service. His father was a firefighter in Chicago. He began his fire service career in Chicago area, conducts fire training programs around the United States, Canada, and the Caribbean. He's a lead instructor in Miami-Dade's officer training program. He's a Marine firefighter instructor, and he's conducted forcible entry training for local and federal law enforcement agencies. He is a contributing editor and editorial advisory board member for Fire Engineering magazine, and he's an advisory board member for FDIC. He was a keynote speaker for FDIC in 2011. I personally trained with Bill on a few occasions. One in a couple years ago, he took a bunch of us from Palm Beach County, loaded us up on a bus, took us down to the Hurricane Center, testing center in Miami, and taught us how to get through hurricane doors and windows, and all without asking for anything in return. Did it on his own time. So that was very, very cool. It is my honor to introduce your keynote speaker for this evening and my friend, Captain Bill Gustin.
Thank you, Captain Clark, for the opportunity and the invitation. I'm very proud to speak at a recruit class graduation for such a world-class department. I mean that sincerely. As an instructor, I get around a bit, and I can tell you that Palm Beach County Fire Rescue is highly respected by firefighters throughout this country. Your department has a reputation for excellence and innovation. This is due in large part to what I consider your ambassadors, fellows like Captain Clark, that teach firefighters throughout this country. This is a great day for you young men, all young men, young women, young men and young women, because you have successfully completed one of the most, if not the most, rigorous and intense training programs in the fire service today. And you are beginning your careers with one of the finest fire departments in this country. This is a huge achievement when you consider that you have competed with hundreds of people and the hardships that you had to endure during your training program. But did you really do it all on your own? This was a huge accomplishment, but do you think maybe you have some family members, some significant others for their support and their help? I think you do, and I think you should give them a hand right now. Being a Palm Beach County firefighter is an exciting and rewarding career. There are very few departments in this country that protect such a vast and diverse territory. Everything from the Atlantic Ocean to Lake Okeechobee, from urban to suburban to rural. You serve some of the richest people in this country, and yes, some of the poorest. I've been a firefighter for 41 years, beginning my career before you guys were born, and young lady, as a firefighter in the Chicago area. And I've been with Miami-Dade for 36 years. So although I've lost my youth and my rugged good looks, Now I have to wear these nerd glasses. I have gained some experience along the way, and I've learned a few things that I want to pass on to you as you begin your careers. First and foremost, you must never stop learning. You must be career-long students of the fire service. Ladies and gentlemen, this job has gone from a semi-skilled trade to a highly technical profession. And the training goes far beyond the continuing education that your department provides. While preparing for this address, I started to reflect on some of the things that I've learned in just the last 2 or 3 years by studying. Things that I wouldn't have a clue about if I had convinced myself, well, I know enough now. I'm at the end of my career. I know enough. I don't need to study anymore. If I did that, I wouldn't have a clue about things like ventilation-limited fires, reverse stack effect, pressure-reducing valves, isonine sprayed-on foam insulation, which, incidentally, I learned from your department. Boron steel used in the manufacture of modern automobiles, which really affects how we conduct our extrication operations. FM 200 and some of the other extinguishing agents that are now alternatives to halon. And laminated impact-resistant glass. And Captain Clark, you were too humble. There's no department in this country that is at the forefront of research and development in how to penetrate this nasty material. Say I decided to stop learning a few years ago. I wouldn't know how to fight a fire involving a green building, electric or hybrid automobiles, E85 alcohol-blended gasoline, roof-mounted solar panels. I would not know how to perform forcible entry on overhead doors that are heavily fortified to withstand hurricane force winds. So you begin your careers with very little experience. So how do you make up for it? You make up for your lack of experience by educating yourselves. That means you learn from the experience of others. And gentlemen and ladies, in this business, that also means the tragedies experienced by others. You do not have to personally experience a backdraft that blows you out of a building, being caught in a flashover, getting burned in a wind-driven fire, getting trapped in the collapse of lightweight truss construction for you to recognize and avoid these threats. You do not have to have an LP tank blow up in your face to recognize the signs of an impending levee. The environment for today's firefighter has changed since I got in the fire service, and not for the better. Years ago, just about everything in the American household was some type of naturally occurring material. Wood, wool, cotton. For those older members of the audience, and you know who I'm talking to, I want you to think back, several years back, all the things that used to be made out of metal and now are made out of plastic. Today, just about everything in the modern American household is some type of petrochemical-based material. What is this stuff? Polystyrene, polyvinyl chloride, polyurethane foam. What is it? It's solidified, or shall we say polymerized liquids and gases that are extremely flammable, toxic, and many are carcinogens. So it stands to reason that burning synthetics produce a witch's brew of black, thick, flammable smoke that is highly carcinogenic. When I became a firefighter back in the 70s, we didn't use SCBA at every fire. You were admired for the amount of smoke you could eat. You do that today and take a good dose of smoke from burning plastics, and you will find yourself in the hospital or the cemetery. We are just now learning the full extent of how products of combustion from petrochemical-based synthetic materials are causing a cancer rate several times higher, for firefighters, several times higher than the rest of the population. So far, four people on my department, so far this year, 4 people in my department have been diagnosed with cancer. And I know of 5 active or recently retired members who have lost their lives to brain cancer. Cancer is the scourge of today's fire service. It may not be as dramatic as a collapse or a flashover, but it is just as deadly. Now, that's some pretty depressing stuff to be talking about at a recruit graduation, where my message to you should be uplifting, upbeat. But I'm sorry, Captain Clark got a fire officer, not a cheerleader. But it's not all bad news. The good news is that we now know a lot more about how firefighters are getting cancer and therefore how to prevent it. Hence, you, at the beginning of your careers, stand a much lower chance of contracting cancer because you won't make the same mistakes that we did. We now know that many carcinogens are absorbed through the skin. I happen to think in South Florida it's worse because we're always sweating, our pores are open. So we now know how critical it is to get that soot off of your body and off of your protective clothing. In our culture, the culture of firefighters, bunker gear stained with soot and smelling like smoke is a badge of honor, admired and envied by fellow firefighters. Well, that's changing in the fire service, and as a result, you will be healthier for it. Firefighters must educate themselves on modern fire dynamic in order to understand why modern petrochemical-based materials burn with a voracious appetite for oxygen and will quickly consume the oxygen in a closed structure and produce large volumes of dense, black, toxic, and flammable smoke. The only reason the smoke doesn't flash into flame is that it's deprived of oxygen. That is until you open up a door and let that oxygen into a closed-up building, and then you awaken a sleeping dragon that roars back to life with a vengeance. You had better gain a good working knowledge of building construction because modern construction is not our friend. As paramedics, you spend a lot of time studying anatomy and physiology because you're working on people. As firefighters, you're working on buildings. You have to know building construction in order to know where fire hides in concealed spaces, how and where it travels inaccessibly and undetected, and how and well it will come down. You have to know that construction so you're not on it or under it when it does come down. The construction industry has not been a friend to us, and it is not their fault. It is our fault if we do not adapt our firefighting tactics and strategy for fires involving modern, lightweight, engineered construction. There is a vast difference in the construction techniques and materials used in new and old buildings, and therefore, there must be a vast difference in the way we fight fire in new and old construction. Buildings constructed years ago had floor and roof assemblies consisting of members that are massive by today's standards. Floor and roof decks consisted of 1-inch thick decking and were supported by dimension lumber such as 2x10, 2x12-inch beams, 2x8-inch rafters. And consider the wood used in a building, say built 50, 60, 70 years ago. It came from old growth virgin timber, trees that were hundreds of years old. That wood was extremely dense and had tremendous strength. Ask anybody that's tried to remodel an old house how many saw blades you tear up. That wood had extreme strength and could burn for long periods of time before it lost its load-bearing capability. What about today? Today's wood is harvested like a cash crop, corn or wheat. It has nowhere near the density and strength. It's clear-cut in a forest after 25 years, just 25 years. And it will fail in a fraction of the time when it is exposed to fire compared to old-growth timber. Old construction, on the other hand, derived its strength from its sheer mass and could withstand several minutes of direct fire exposure before it would lose its strength. That gave firefighters a fairly long time to operate in a well-involved structure. Modern construction, on the other hand, derives its strength from engineering and geometry. And consider this. Very little of the wood used in today's assemblies is solid wood. Many of the components in modern structural assemblies are made of wood chips held together by glue. That's very comforting. Or small pieces of wood held together with sheet metal plates. Now, lightweight load-bearing members such as trusses and engineered I-joists are marvels of modern engineering. The problem is we're never going to be able to prevent smoke detector, sprinkler, or public educate fires into existence. Fires may be down, but they're not extinct. And many of the fires that you go to are going to be more difficult and dangerous than the fires in my day. Modern construction materials are good in the sense that they require less trees to be cut down to make and less labor to put up. But again, they fail in a fraction of the time compared to good old-fashioned lumber. Now, many of your buildings in your jurisdiction, commercial buildings, multi-residential, don't have a stick of lumber in them. Look at this place. I don't think there's a stick of lumber in this place. Gentlemen and ladies, don't ever equate the terms non-combustible and fire-resistive. There was a furniture store in Charleston, South Carolina. I believe it was 2009. That building was entirely non-combustible. Nothing in the building construction contributed fuel to the fire. And yet it collapsed and it killed 9 firefighters. It's the contents. Lightweight steel construction, lightweight concrete construction can fail in as little as 25 minutes. And who starts the clock? We don't know. The arsonist? We don't know. You must also have a good working knowledge of fire detection and suppression systems. And understand why any firefighter that tells you, oh, don't worry about that big box store or that high-rise building because it's protected by a sprinkler system. Any firefighter that says that has never fought a nasty, smoky, difficult, dangerous fire in a sprinklered building. A friend of mine has made rescues in 2 fires, one of them being a fatal fire, in buildings that were totally sprinklered. Sprinklers have a remarkable control record. They keep a fire in check until you guys can get in there with hose lines to continue and finish the extinguishment. But they do not guarantee that a building will not have a serious fire that could destroy the building. And the best case in point I can think of right here is the Builders Square fire and the lessons learned from that. You talk about a difficult, dangerous fire in a sprinklered building. So how do you educate yourself and continue to stay abreast of all the things that are impacting today's fire service? By reading periodicals such as Fire Engineering, which I'm biased, I write for them, Firehouse Magazine, and GEMS, the Journal of Emergency Medical Services, and of course, avail yourself to their websites. By attending training conferences, many taught by instructors from your department. And let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. When you go to these conferences, you will become aware very quickly that being a Palm Beach County firefighter means something in the fire service community. It commands a lot of respect and credibility, respect that you will have to live up to. Further your education by achieving an associate's degree or bachelor's degree in fire science or emergency medical services. Avail yourself to the abundance of research on fire dynamics conducted by NIST, the National Institute for Standards and Training, and UL Underwriters Laboratory. This information, which has significantly impacted our firefighter tactics and strategy, is available on their websites. We need to learn from the lessons of fires that we were lucky enough not to go to. In March, 2 of our brothers in Boston lost their lives fighting a fire in a multiple dwelling. As firefighters, we all need to know what the heck happened in Boston so it doesn't happen to us. It doesn't happen here. Although it is heart-wrenching, every firefighter should listen to the chilling radio transmissions of those trapped firefighters calling for help. Help that was too late to save their lives. When a firefighter is killed or seriously injured, NIOSH, the National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health, goes to that department and conducts an extensive investigation. The findings of their investigation, known as NIOSH reports, are then published and distributed to the members of the fire service so we can learn if there were some mistakes made, how to avoid that tragedy happening in the past or in the future. I challenge you to learn from firefighter line of duty deaths at the Sopa Superstore in Charleston, South Carolina, the McDonald's in Houston, Texas, the Ford dealership in Hackensack, New Jersey, the cold storage warehouse in Worcester, Massachusetts, and then, when NIOSH publishes their report, the apartment building in Boston. Now, is it fair for us to second guess the actions of fire departments when one of their members is killed in the line of duty? I mean, it's Monday morning quarterback. That's pretty easy. We weren't there. I believe it is not only fair to second guess what the heck happened, it is our duty, our responsibility to ourselves, our department, and to our families, so that we learn from that tragedy and prevent it from happening to us. Every young firefighter has a burning desire to fight fire, not because he or she wants to see people lose their property, but because they want to do what they were trained to do. When I was a young firefighter, my dad, a 33-year veteran of the Chicago Fire Department, used to tell me, "Bill, will you quit wishing for more fires? You better watch out what you wish for, young man, because your wishes will come true and you'll find yourself going to fires you wish you didn't go to. Fires where people are killed. Fires where children are terribly injured. Fires where firefighters lose their lives. You don't want to go to every fire because sooner or later, somebody's going to get hurt." And let's say at some point in your career that you do achieve an extensive amount of personal experience. You will never derive enough learn while you burn personal experience to keep you a safe and effective firefighter and possibly a fire officer in your future. You have to learn from the experiences of others. My dad used to tell me, "Bill, I know firefighters that go to 2 to 3 working fires a day, and they're some of the biggest dummies I know." And you know that's not what he called them, but you get the idea. I would rather have a group of highly motivated, well-trained, physically fit, and humble firefighters with very little experience than a group of overconfident bunch of 4-year veterans that think they've seen it all. Some of you will spend literally years studying promotional exams. But every firefighter must be a student of the fire service. Perhaps you won't aspire to move up through the ranks. That's fine. You can take pride in being a master firefighter and a master paramedic, a master of your craft. Some of the most respected people in my firehouse are not officers. They're firefighters who have earned the respect of their peers by being the best at what they do: starting IVs, intubation, apparatus operation and driving, forcible entry, or extrication. Now, the second thing this old man wants you to do is become lifelong athletes. Not in the sense of competing in a sport, but to give you the ability to compete with the physical exhaustion that comes from performing extremely strenuous tasks in our subtropical heat while you're going outside dressed up like you were going outside in Alaska in January. You now know that desperate feeling when you pushed yourselves past the point of exhaustion. When I was a young firefighter in the Chicago area, I fought fire in bitter below zero weather, and believe me, you suffer, but I ain't never seen anybody pass out from the cold. It's the heat that is the nemesis of firefighters because it drains the strength and the spirit right out of you. In your training, you now know that it doesn't take very long when you're working in hot weather in full protective clothing before you start having a problem with the iron in your blood, because it rapidly changes it into the lead in your pants. You've just undergone 8 weeks of intense physical conditioning. That was 8 weeks, correct? Some of you have never been in better shape in your life. Don't lose it. Man and young lady, that would be such a waste. You have to maintain the fitness level of a professional athlete because in a sense you are one. But you don't have the luxury of knowing when it's game time and when you will be put to the test. As professional firefighters, physical conditioning has to be a part of your life. As a professional, you're never really off duty. You have 48 hours between your shift to rest, study, work out, and spend time with your family. That time off is to get your mind and body mentally and physically prepared for what could be the next 24 hours of stressful and continuous work with no rest at all. Those 2 days are not for you to wear yourself working a second job. Live within your means. We make a good living, but if you want all the toys, then you find another occupation. Additionally, don't wear yourself out fishing all day in the Gulf Stream or partaking in nightlife the night before you come to work. You're not kids anymore. If you are compelled to party every night, then turn in the badge that you're going to get here very shortly, turn it in, and go back to being a frat boy or a sorority girl. Now, something that's near to my heart. I want to talk to you about taking care of your body in order for you to physically do this job. You work very hard at keeping yourself shape. So what kind of shape are you going to be in when you're laying in the hospital because you cracked up on your motorcycle? I feel very strongly that there should be a clause in our contracts, just like professional athletes, that firefighters do not ride motorcycles. I've seen 5 of my friends killed on motorcycles. And it's senseless. How can firefighters see all of this death and destruction from motorcycle accidents and continue to ride them themselves? And it's not just a matter of losing your life. It's a matter of losing the quality of your life. And it's a matter of losing this job because you won't be able to physically do the job that you've worked so hard to achieve. Just my personal feelings. But then again, it's my speech. If you think differently, then you get up here and you speak. See, I'm safe because I ride one of those Century Village bikes, the 3-wheeler with the little basket on the back. Now, we go by various names, certainly medic. I hate the term fire rescue worker. That just really grates me. I like hazmatologist. That's a good one. Our jobs, of course, involve a lot more than firefighting. In many calls, we're social workers. Most of our calls are medical. I think the name that most accurately describes us in this modern fire service, which is full service, is problem solver. We are the people the public calls when they have no one else to turn to. We are called on to be de facto plumbers and electricians. We'll respond to water leaks. Because what's the difference if the water is destroying a building or fire is destroying a building? You will deal with people that will try your patience and compassion. And don't expect everyone that you help to express their gratitude in the way you think you deserve. Some of the folks that you help are going to be downright nasty. Some of the people that you help are not going to like you, and you're not going to like them. But just remember, when somebody calls fire rescue, they're not having a good day. They may be having the worst day of their life. You be compassionate. Be empathetic. In recent years, it has become fashionable to bash public employees, including firefighters. People say we make too much money or our pensions are too generous. On my department, we've had firefighters harassed while they were shopping for their meals in the grocery store. Disgruntled citizens, ignoramuses, in my opinion, are ignorant of the alarming number of cancer cases among firefighters and are also not fully aware or understand what we are trained and willing to do. We are trained to save their lives, and we are willing to give our lives if that's what it takes. Fortunately, most of the public looks up to us. In surveys, firefighters are regarded as some of the most trusted and admired occupations. You are going to have to live up to the public's high expectations by conducting yourselves professionally both on and off duty. Take pride in that uniform, your apparatus, and your equipment, and your fire station, like you own them. Guys and girl, this job is like no other. What other job can you experience the emotions of fear, anxiety, grief, and joy all in one 24-hour shift? This old guy here wants you to remember that complacency is a firefighter killer and that no fire or no call is routine. Sometimes we are in the greatest danger when we don't realize or are aware of it. I don't think it's a coincidence that we are here celebrating the beginning of your career with Palm Beach County Rescue here. in God's house. He has blessed us with the greatest job in the world, but doing God's work by helping others comes with an awesome responsibility. Are you up to that responsibility? I think you are, or you wouldn't be here right now. And I believe your department believes you're up to that responsibility, because look at the stringent selection process and rigid training you went through to get here. So congratulations, you made it. I wish you all the best in your careers, and may God bless you and keep you safe.
Thank you, Captain Gustin. Always a pleasure. And folks, if you don't know it, one of the most widely respected fire officers in the United States of America. Well, Chief, if you come up, we'll do the presentation.
Now for the presentation of badges. Chief, you ready? James Aguiar. Joshua A. Otwell. Christopher Street Bradley. Those are your peeps. Joel Allen Breyer. Sean Michael Burns. Kyle Patrick Callahan. Cesar Ceballos. James Clark. Bradley Walter Hamburger. Cody Harris. Jonathan Robert Landis. Zachary Palmer Link. Sal Marciante. Those your peeps? Anna Pellavina. I told her I was going to. Today, after 8 weeks, she tells me I'm saying her name wrong, so I try to say it right and I mess it up. Pellavina. Timothy A. Petz. Mark Allen Roloff.
Captain Coyle is going to do the oath of office with recruit class 57.
Well, I had a speech prepared very similar to Captain Gustin's, but since he did that, I figure I'll go with this. Good evening. My name is Charlie Coyle, and I had the distinct pleasure of coordinating and instructing during the EMS portion of Class 57. This is a huge privilege and an honor to be given the opportunity to swear Class 57 into this fine organization tonight. But before I proceed with that, I would like to share one last quote with the class. There are 3 words you cannot recover in life. Number 1, or there are 3 things that you cannot recover in life. Number 1, the word after it's been said. Great minds discuss ideas. Average minds discuss events. Small minds discuss people. Number 2, the moment after it's been missed. Be prepared. Every emergency call you go on, you have the opportunity to make a difference in somebody's life forever. And number 3, last but not least, time after it's gone. Time is the most precious commodity we have in life, yet we take advantage of it every day. Use your time wisely. Class 57, please stand. This is where you guys stand up. Raise your right hand. Face your family that you came here with tonight and the new family members you are leaving here with at the completion of this ceremony, and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear or affirm.
I do solemnly swear or affirm.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States of America.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States of America.
And the Constitution of the State of Florida.
And the Constitution of the State of Florida.
I will respect, honor, obey the badge of my office.
I will respect, honor, and obey the badge of my office.
And support the laws of the ordinances.
Support the laws of the ordinances.
Of the jurisdiction in which I serve.
Of the jurisdiction of which I serve.
Today, I recognize the badge of my office.
Today, I recognize the badge of my office.
Is a symbol of public faith.
Is a symbol of public faith.
And I accept it as public trust.
And I accept it as public trust.
I hereby dedicate myself to the citizens and visitors of Palm Beach County.
I hereby dedicate myself to the citizens and visitors of Palm Beach County.
In the cities we serve.
In the cities we serve.
To ensure their safety in the discharge of my duties.
To ensure their safety in the discharge of my duties.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, guys. You can be seated.
Thank you, Charlie. Now we have a brief video for you. If you don't know this, our video section under the Training and Safety Division is one of the foremost in the United States of America. We've got Jack Norris behind the camera there, Derek Wiley, and Sergio Ornelas over here with the camera. These guys work tirelessly providing public service announcements, training videos, pictures, you name it. These 3 guys are some of the busiest in fire rescue, and they win national and worldwide awards year after year, and I think you're about to see why. So let's watch the video.
When you get out and you travel, Palm Beach County Fire Rescue is well known within our industry as a fire rescue agency. And you guys are now part of that. Very first day on the job, and you're going to wear the exact same patch as every single one of these men and women within the organization as we wear. And that means that you have to be committed, right? You have to be committed past just what it is in front of you, and you got to start to look ahead. Okay, and so what we're going to do is we're going to guarantee you our commitment from our administration and from our training staff, because every single person back here has one thing that they want for you to occur over your next 8 weeks, and that's for you to have success.
Nice job to the video department, Jack, Serge, and Derek. Good job. Now, each recruit was given a copy of that. It was on your seat, but if you guys need any more for family or whatever, I have about 15 or 20 more here. And if you need, once you get out of here, if you want some, just contact the video department and they'll get whatever you need. You'll also get a disc with all the pictures from the program that you guys submitted and that they took for you guys to have. So, great job. This part of the program, one of my favorites. It's a tradition that started back with Class 1, and it's the Outstanding Recruit. It started 30 years ago. The honor of that distinction of the Outstanding Recruit goes to the individual who best displays the attributes of what it means to be a firefighter. And we have words to describe those qualities. Words like dedication, drive, resolve, leadership, teamwork, and compassion are just a few of the words. And it's always a tough decision. Every class it's tough because we usually have a few people that really stand out. This class was extra hard, extra tough because all 16 of you, in my opinion, are outstanding. You guys did a great job, as you can see. They did a lot of stuff in a short amount of time, and they got it all. They passed all the POs and did a great job. So you're all outstanding, but we have to pick one person for the Outstanding Recruit. And the recruit receiving the award for Class 57 is Jonathan Landis. Come on up. Now he'll receive a plaque to keep. Get it out of the box. It says Palm Beach County Fire Rescue, March 17th to May 9th. Recruit Class 57, Outstanding Recruit Jonathan Landis. This is for you.
Thank you, sir.
Nice job. Another tradition we started with Class 55 is an awards bar. We wear bars on our uniforms when we do something above and beyond. And so you'll have this award to wear from now on.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, brother. Would you like to say something? You can if you want.
I'll be very short. I don't like speeches. But it's really these guys. They gave all the ideas for what to do. I just repeated it to everybody else. Thank you.
And he's humble. Good job. Another tradition that was started with Class 1 was actually started by the recruits, and that is a presentation to the Recruit Academy and to the instructors. I'm not sure who's going to be the presenter. I heard Cesar Ceballos wanted to come up and say something. No? But whoever's the presenter, come on up. Oh, nice. You brought clappers. You Clarks are very loud. I'd like to get the instructors, all the instructors, Recruit Academy instructors, come on up here. I think you should be a part of this. You should see this. Come on up on stage. This is for you. Okay?
Yes.
You okay over here?
Good evening, everyone. As the instructors come up here, can we please have another hand for Captain Gustin? And also, congrats to Landis for top recruit. On behalf of Recruit Class 57, I'd like to thank everyone for being here tonight. As many of you know, 18 of us started our new journey working for Palm Beach County Fire Rescue on March 17th. That first day we were on our tippy toes, not knowing what to expect, scared, but yet excited all at the same time. We met many people that day, including our fire chief. We were bombarded with a lot of information. Throughout that day, though, a common phrase kept getting repeated from nearly every person that spoke to us. The common phrase was, "You guys are the luckiest people in the world." and you have hit the lottery to be hired for Palm Beach County Fire Rescue. As the first week drew to a close, we learned about the history of the fire service, pride and protocol, and the traditions of the fire service. We realized that everyone who spoke to us that first day was 100% correct. Between starting on St. Patrick's Day and that, our class name became Lucky 57. Something else stuck out to us that first day, or that first week. The instructors never belittled us, never talked negative to us, and they welcomed us with open arms. That left some of us kind of confused because of the reputation of Camp Gribble. We kept wondering what was next. As the following 2 weeks started, we started medical, and we found ourselves writing our first paper. Yes, we had to write a paper. Not one, but two. Let's not talk about why, because we just held our head in shame for a little bit, but we got over it. On a lighter note, during that same time frame, we also were assigned to write quotes on the board and discuss them each day. One of the quotes was said by Instructor Mueller: "If you're going to be a bear, be a polar bear." It's a quote that throughout this academy has stuck with us. The meaning behind it is the polar bear is the biggest, baddest, strongest bear that there is, and we sure didn't want to be koala bears. With everything we did from there on out, we tried to be those polar bears. Once we got to the fire portion of the academy, we were faced with many physical and mental challenges. For instance, one day we were being taught the importance of knowing our equipment, specifically our air packs. We were blindfolded, placed in a room where our air packs were disassembled, and we were required to reassemble them prior to exiting the room. About 5 minutes into the drill, the instructors kept whispering in our ears, telling us to turn our pass alarms off so that we could communicate with each other. But by being focused on the task at hand, we just let the bell ring on and on. Truth is, the instructors weren't whispering in our ears. They were yelling at the top of their lungs. They just wanted a break from the noise, but it was still just whispering to us. Anyway, during the drill, not only did we learn about our air packs, we also learned about situational awareness and how team-oriented we would have to become in the next coming weeks. As the weeks went on, we recognized that this lifestyle is more than just team-oriented, it's a family. On Monday, as we start our tours in the firehouses, we're going to create relationships similar to the ones we've developed over the last 8 weeks. This career is like no other. In what career can we find relationships that us firefighters have? We are all brothers and sisters that would do anything for each other. Maybe it's because we spend a third of our lives together, or maybe every day when we go to battle, we risk our lives with each other. Whatever it may be, every single one of us is proud to be a part of Palm Beach County Fire Rescue. Man, oh man, it's another paper right there. Part of Palm Beach County Fire Rescue's family. Oh man. Landis, can you come over here and just finish the speech for me, please? Woo. Speaking of Palm Beach County Fire Rescue's family, I had to get it right that time. It doesn't include just us firefighters. It includes our families at home. Take, for instance, family night just 1 week ago. To us, it was a chance for our families to see what we do, and for those moments to become a more of a hero than we already are. But for our families, it was an opportunity to meet each other and to be a part of the lives that we have while we are away from home. It's pretty extraordinary that our place of employment wants our families to be involved, wants them there. While we are away, all 16 of us are thinking of our families at home, so a special thanks goes out to you guys. Without your sacrifices and hard work, none of us would be here today. Thank you for the past 8 weeks and for the next 25 years. Thank you for taking care of the house, having dinner prepared, the massages, taking care of the kids, and even dealing with our stress as we hit the rough patches. I guess, was I the only one? Oh, okay. I wish I had all night to tell you guys about the experiences and about the stories that we've experienced these 8 weeks. We've had a lot of fun, and we were exposed to a wealth of knowledge. Throughout this journey, we've had some tough times. We've shed some blood, sweat, and some tears even. Along the way, we were pushed beyond what we thought we could handle. It wasn't anything that was too hard. Everything we were asked to do was obtainable if we put our mind to it. Ask those few people who had to redo the SCBA Confidence course. For those of you who don't know, the SCBA Confidence course is a maze within a Connex box, contains multiple levels that we had to find our way through with all of our gear on. We had to fit through tight places, climb through scuttle holes in the floors and ceilings. And let's just say if you missed a door, you found yourself back at the beginning. I did that twice. Along this journey, we did lose too. It made us realize how real this Recruit Academy was. It makes us appreciate being here even more today. Over the last 8 weeks, with the guidance and the leadership of our instructors, we have realized that we do not work for the best department in the country. We own the best department in the world. Now, of course, we're not referring to monetarily owning or controlling the department, but what we do mean is that when we own the department, or when we own our careers, and when we own what we do, we'll never work a day in our lives. Even a little further, if we treat the station, apparatus, and the citizens as though they are our own homes, vehicles, and families, then there is no limit to how amazing this career will make us feel. As a few of our instructors have said, a leader with great passion and few skills will always outperform a leader with great skills and no passion. We are here to boast to everybody that all of our instructors and leaders' attitudes, the way they treated us, the morals that they instilled in us, and their passion made us realize that we do own our careers here at Palm Beach County Fire Rescue. Adding to that, their skills made us better firefighters. It's a tradition that each class gives something back to the academy. We thought long, hard, and wanted to get creative. As we pondered ideas, we knew we wanted to leave a legacy that the future classes would see and use every day. With the help of Hattie, which I don't think he's here tonight, we built dip bars and to be used during physical training. There we go.
So you guys in the back, probably next week, you're going to get to use those and think of us every day.
With all of that being said, Lucky 57 would also like to present a plaque to Captain Clark and all of the training division for Palm Beach County Fire Rescue. This plaque represents our appreciation of the traditions set forth by Class 1 and all of the hard work that every single instructor put in for us. Following another tradition set forth by Class 56, we're in the process of obtaining a flag to be hung alongside theirs in the bay. With that, I'm going to wrap up. Hope everybody has a great night. Love you guys.
Thank you. Very nice. Marion County appreciates that. Before I ask Chaplain Hurd to come back up, I'm up here looking around and I see faces from a couple other recruit academies, from 55, 56, and even in the back over here we have 58. These folks just started last week. They worked all day today. They were in the classroom all day. They PT'd this morning, and they chose to come here tonight to represent their brothers and sisters. So thank all you guys for coming out here. That's brother and sisterhood. Thank you very much. Chaplain Hurd.
Just so you know, Firefighter Clark, that is on video. That will be played at your retirement. I guarantee you. They've already marked it, so just so you know. But that's part of what happens in the fire department. It is a family. You've heard that so many times tonight. And as a chaplain, and as someone who is involved in the field as well, and all the things that we do together, whether it's a wedding I'm involved in, a funeral, or just somebody coming to talk to me, I find that there's so many instances and occasions and events that draw family together. And people who are outside the family are in awe. They look and go, it just doesn't make sense. That doesn't happen. When you're in the family, you understand it. Well, we want to welcome you to the family, officially. Welcome to Palm Beach County. And what we want to do, and we've started this tradition at these recruit academies, is we want to pray a prayer of dedication over you, prayer of protection. So if you'll bow with me, we're going to pray for our new brothers and sisters. Dear God, please guide us. Help us think quickly but safely. Guide our hand to help those who are seeking knowledge. Give us the wisdom to help the injured and the weak, to help those who are hanging on to life. Grant us the strength to fight the fire with assertive skill. Teach us to always look for assistance as our fellow firefighters and citizens look to us. Give us courage that we may impart courage and leadership to others. Make us studious and give us pride and joy in our work. And when the alarm sounds, calling us to our duty, give us speed and efficiency. As our siren wails, ride with us on our way, shielding us from danger. On the emergency scene, may our work be cautious, courageous, and victorious as a team. Walk with us through the terror of flame and explosion, and at the end of our shift, please grant us the ability to return home to our families. Amen.
In closing, I'd like to thank you for attending the graduation ceremony for Palm Beach County Fire Rescue's newest firefighters, Class 57. Let's give them one more round of applause. And please enjoy the final part of the ceremony, a tradition that was started with Class 55 and will continue through the careers of many.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sean Pamplona. I'm a captain at Station 33, and it's an honor for me to conduct tonight's final ceremony. Here to help me with this special tradition is Recruit Class 56 Outstanding Recruit, Tony Wallace. The fire service has many traditions. One such time-honored symbol of our history is the fire service bell. From our earliest days, the fire bell was used to signal out an emergency. Fire departments would use special codes to receive alarms and would respond to the location of the alarm by counting the number of times the bell was struck. In the times that have passed, the fire bell has been replaced with electronic signals and computerized emergency tones. But the bell will always have a place in fire service history because of the symbol and the sound that it makes are woven into the very fabric of our profession. Today, the tolling of the bell is used in all facets of fire department ceremony, from firehouse grand openings to promotional and graduation ceremonies, and as a sign of honor and respect for all firefighters who have made the ultimate sacrifice in the line of duty. This evening, the ceremonial fire bell will be tapped out using the signal 424, thus officially placing Recruit Class 57 in service. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, Palm Beach County Fire Rescue recognizes our newest firefighters, and upon striking the last tone, gone will be the status of recruits, for they are our brothers in battle, and will be known from this point forward as Palm Beach County Fire Rescue firefighters. If I can have the instructors please stand. And for the first time since we have Recruit Class 58, would Recruit Class 58 please stand? Class 57, attend, whoo! Class 57, company commander, dismiss your command.
Class 57, sound off! Department dedicate, never retreat! Yes, best!
Thank you very much. Have a good evening, folks. Congratulations, Class 57.